Part 2 of Who in the World is Julia Wendell and Fia Johansson. We had basically just found out that Fia is now Julia's spokesperson, and on February 8th, we find out that Fia has now flown to Poland to be with Julia. Fia posted a lot during her trip to Poland about the investigations they were supposedly doing. They checked out the hospitals, the police stations, trying to find out exactly who Julia is. A few things happened on March 2nd. So the first thing on March 2nd was that Julia's Instagram, the I Am Madeleine McCann Instagram page, was taken down. Fia came on and said that it was people reporting it and that she had spoken to Instagram and it would be up in a couple days, but that never did happen. The other thing that took place on March 2nd was that Fia did an interview where she stated Julia was now open to the possibility of being another missing child and not just Madeleine McCann. On March 4th, we learned that Fia is now saying Julia was receiving death threats on her social media accounts and that they were going to be looking into those. March 6th was a big day. It is the day that Julia and Fia flew to the United States. So they had done a number of kind of suspicious posts saying something was coming up, and then it was revealed that Julia was actually going to the United States to stay with Fia. Over the next few days, there were a lot of posts shared from Fia of Julia in the United States, in California, basically living her best life, driving in cool cars, staying in a beautiful home, going to the beach, things like that. March 12th was a big day. It's the day Fia announced that Julia had done the DNA testing finally. Fia said that she had done 3 different tests, but would not reveal what they were. If you want to check that out, go down to my playlist, the Madeleine McCann playlist at the bottom, scroll back to episode 77, and you can check that out. March 15th, Fia talked about Julia possibly being trafficked and that she thought there may have been some connection between the trafficking ring and the death threats that Julia was getting. A couple big things happened on March 16th. The first thing was Fia announced that she had been taking Julia to doctors to get tested as she was having different medical situations going on, like pain in her bones and things like that. She announced on that day that there was a leukemia scare. She claimed that when they got the blood work back that it looked suspicious and they were going to be checking Julia for leukemia. The other big event on that day was that Julia and Fia hinted that they had been doing interviews and things like that, including a TV show. They didn't tell us what it was, but they did say they were doing interviews for a certain TV show. Head to part 3.